24 and welcome to Thursday's maths lesson. So we are estimating money today. So I'm just going to share my screen with you and we'll have a look at the worksheet that we're doing today. So we're estimating money, again just recapping the fact that 100 pennies makes a pound. By now you should know the different coins and notes as we've been doing the last few days. Again, I've set some 7 times table questions for you to do. You can time yourself if you wish, just have a go at them to keep practicing your 7 times table. And then the worksheet today is this. So the first question says complete the number line. So you've got £2 at one end, £3 at the other, and £2.50 in the middle. So you need to think about what these are going up in. So I'm just going to help you out with that a little bit. It's actually going to go up in tens, so £2.10, £2.20, £2.30, £2.40, £2.50. Now remember, when you write this on here or on your piece of paper, to put the decimal point in between the pound and the pence. So I'm just going to write one of them on here, not all of them, just one if I can. So £2.10. Don't forget to put your pound sign as well in front. You don't need the pence sign. Now it says you'd have to write each missing number on here, and then it says circle the amounts that round to £3. So now remember, we're rounding either to £2 or to £3. So see £2 and £3 as hundreds numbers. So if you've got £2.50, that's either going to round to 200, which is £2, or to 300, which is £3. Now remember, when we're rounding to the nearest hundred, which is what the pounds are, they're hundreds numbers, you look at the tens number. Now the tens number is 5. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you go up the line. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, you go down to the floor. So because it's a 5, we'd round up to £3. So when you've written each missing number, circle all the numbers that would round up to £3. And it's just asking you a question here. What do you notice about the amounts that round to £2 and the amounts that round to £3? So have a think about that. Question 2, it says, here are some amounts of money. Use the amounts to label the number line. So each one of these numbers goes on this number line. So you've got £6 and £7. So have a think what number might be halfway. Have a think about what goes here and here. Now here, you'd have to think they're going up in tens. That'd be £6.10, £6.20. What's going to come between £6 and £6.10? What's halfway? So it's going to be one of these 4 numbers. Now, when you've done that, it says sort the amounts into the table. So out of these 4 numbers up here, which round to £6 and which round to £7? So I've just started one for you. Say you're looking at £6.90. Again, just think of £6 and £7 as 600 and 700. So you put your place value. We're rounding to the nearest hundred, the nearest pound. So that's either going to be £6 or £7. And we look at the tens number, which is a 9. So we know we round up. So that one will be £7. So £6.90 would round to £7. So do each one in that way. Remember, pounds are hundreds numbers, so see them as hundreds numbers when you're doing your place value. And question 3, it says draw arrows to estimate where each amount is on the number line. So again, you've got £8, £8.50. So what would probably go there out of these 4? And if that's £8.50, what are these going up in? They're probably going up in tens. £8, £8.10, £8.20, and so on. Now, if some of these numbers don't fall on the line, they might be in between 2 numbers. So for example, £8.45, £8.50 is there, £8.40 is there. £8.45 is going to come between £8.40 and £8.50. So when you put these four numbers on the number line where you think they go, it says which amounts round to £9. So again, write these numbers out and round them. So I've done the first one for you, £8.60. So I've put my place value. Remember, £8 represents the hundreds. So it's either going to be 800 or 900. And the tens numbers are 6, so we'd round up. So it'd be 900, which is in fact £9. Question 4 says write an estimate for each of the missing amounts. So you've got £12 and £13 here. Now, all these lines here represent 10, so it'd be £12.10, £12.20, £12.30, £12.40, £12.50. If you have a look where these arrows are, they're not on these lines. So if this is £12.10 on this line, what would that be there just before £12.10? And here you've got £12.10, £12.20, so that's £12.30. So what comes between £12.20 and £12.30? So have a think about those ones because they're not exactly on the lines. And question 5 says Eva buys a book for £4.85 and a pen for £2.70. The total will be approximately £6 because 4 plus 2 is £6. What would be a more accurate estimate for Eva to do? And I'm going to help you out with that a little bit. Yes, this is £4 and this is £2, but we've got quite high numbers here. We've got 85 and 70. So really we need to round to the nearest pound. So you need to round 485. Is that going to round to £4 or £5? £2.70, is that going to round to £2 or £3? Because that's going to be more accurate. Question 6 says a football costs, so one football costs £5.65 and cones cost £1.49 each. Alex wants to buy 3 footballs and 4 cones for the football team. Round the amounts and complete the bar model to estimate the total cost. So one football costs £5.65, so I'm just estimating, so I need to round this to the nearest pound. So am I going to round this to £5 or £6? And think about it. So you need to decide that. I've laid it out there for you. And then the £1.49, is that going to round to £1 or to £2? Now, whenever you've rounded this, whether it's going to be £5 or £6, you need to figure that out. The bar here, because they want 3 footballs, say the football was going to round to £5. I'm not saying that it is, but say it was. You'd write £5, £5, £5. If you decided that was going to round to £6, you'd write £6, £6, £6, because they're 3 footballs. And then here they wanted 4 cones, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if the cones rounded to £1, you'd write £1, £1, £1, £1. If they rounded to £2, you'd write £2, £2, £2, £2. And then add up that answer and pop it in that box. And that's how much 3 footballs and 4 cones would cost. Then part B, it says Alex has this much money, so you need to add this up. There's a £10, a £5, £2, £2, and a 50 pence. How much has he got? Has he got enough to buy all these things? You need to figure that out. Question 7, Ron and Rosie have bought these items. Round each amount to find an approximate total and then to figure out whether Rosie's total is greater than, less than, or equal to Ron's. So these 3 things here are Ron's. So you need to round them to the nearest pound. So is this going to be £6 or £7? Is this going to be £7 or £8? Using the format of how we round. Now here, this is £12.40. So you've got to decide, is that going to round to £12 or £13? And then add the 3 numbers up that you've rounded. So say this rounded to £6, I'm not saying it does, and this rounded to £7, and this rounded to £13. I'd add these 3 numbers up, and that's Ron's total. I'm not saying that that's what they are. You need to round the 3 numbers. And then Rosie's, is that going to round to £6 or £7? Is that going to round to £2 or £3? And is this going to round to £15 or £16? Then when you've rounded the 3 numbers, add them up, and that's Rosie's total. Then you'll know whether it's greater than, less than, or equal to. And then question number 8 says, Philip is thinking of an amount of money. So we don't know the amount of money that he's thinking of. He says the amount rounds to £22 to the nearest pound. So to the nearest pound, when it's rounded, it's 22. In the pence, there is an even amount of ones and an odd amount of tens. In the pence, the tens digit is less than the ones digit. What amount could Philip be thinking of? So it's going to be a bit of trial and error for you. Put your place value and then have a go. Don't get too stressed if you can't answer that question. It's quite a tricky one, but if you want to have a go at it, do. If you don't have to. Okay, I hope you find the work okay today. Message me on the blog if you're stuck with anything. If not, I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye.